A very good afternoon to you and welcome to our lunchtime news. I'm Sandru Ferdinando. Before we get into our stories in detail, in breaking news, the Commission to investigate allegations of bribery or corruption has filed a case against former parliamentarian Sajjan Divas Gunawardena over his failure to declare assets during the years 2011 and 2012. Now, the case was taken up before Colombo Additional Magistrate Aruni Attigala, and the attorney at law appearing on behalf of the former MP requested court for time in order to obtain necessary documents pertaining to the case. Therefore, court ordered that the case be postponed until the 15th of September. Let's now have a look at your headlines.
President leaves for London to participate at the anti-corruption summit. Governor of the Central Bank clarifies on the Sri Lankan debt burden.
If they weren't aware of these borrowings, then, that means there were some serious systemic defects in the Treasury.
Yoshitha Rajapaksa summoned to the police FCID once again. NASA discovers 9 inhabitable planets. Northwestern Province takes on the Southern Province in the finals of the Under-19 Inter-Provincial Cricket Tournament.
President Maithripala Sirisena left to London this morning. Our correspondent at Katunayak International Airport said that 15 others, including the President, left the island at around 10:20 this morning in a civilian Emirates EK651 flight.
The main objective of the visit is to participate in the Anti-Corruption Convention in London. The President's media unit stated that the President is due to address the convention tomorrow. In addition, the President will engage in bilateral talks with the British Prime Minister David Cameron. Following the tour in Britain, the President is due to travel to New Delhi, India on the 13th of this month and then will take part in the Kumbh Mela cultural event in the state of Ujjain of the central region. Another speciality of the Indian tour is that President Maithripala Sirisena will meet Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
Yoshitha Rajapaksa was summoned to the Police Financial Crimes Investigation Division today as well. It is reported that officers from the FCID are currently questioning Yoshitha Rajapaksa. Yoshitha Rajapaksa was summoned to the FCID yesterday as well. The Central Bank report was published at the Sri Lanka Central Bank Training Institute under the auspices of Central Bank Governor Arjuna Mahendran.
Those are reports mentioned about the foreign borrowing. I find in the Parliament of Prime Minister saying they are unable to trace the exact amount of the foreign borrowings. How come that is possible for the state institutions or government departments to borrow without the knowledge of the Central Bank? And whether we could rely on this figure.
From my understanding of what the Honourable Prime Minister said, he was concerned that there were state enterprises that had borrowed without the knowledge of the government, without the knowledge of the Treasury, not the Central Bank. No, the point is, these are state-owned enterprises, and obviously, to the extent the government has to know what they are doing, including borrowing, that's one issue. The other issue is this, that when they borrow like that and they then can't repay those debts, they come to the government. That is the issue that the Prime Minister, I think, was trying to highlight, saying that there's an effective guarantee or sometimes an explicit guarantee from the government to those, to the lenders, to those state-owned enterprises. And that's the issue that the Treasury was not aware of this, and they're finding out more and more information day to day. That, that's the breakdown in our systems. If they weren't aware of these borrowings, then, that means there were some serious systemic defects in the Treasury, in the management of the Public Enterprises Division. To now address that situation, we've got a team of experts down from the IMF. They spent the last 3 months with the Treasury officials, and they've been quantifying these liabilities of the government, and contingent liabilities in particular. And one of the things the government has said it would do henceforth is to publish in the annual budget a full account of all the contingent liabilities on its books, which I think is a step forward, so that, going forward, we'll have a better picture of what liabilities the government could face if things go wrong in one of the state enterprises.
An event was held yesterday to showcase new Ayurvedic drugs manufactured by the Sri Lanka Ayurvedic Drugs Corporation.
We must not think like frogs in a well. That's what has happened to our country. Our country is an island. It's surrounded by the ocean. Therefore, we possess a concept called the islander's mentality. An individual with an islander mentality thinks that the island is the whole world. He finds it hard to think beyond that. That makes it hard for him to progress. Only a limited number of people in this country have the opportunity of travelling the world and experiencing it. This is the reason no one here thinks of creating a new political culture, a new country or a new world. A new range of Ayurvedic medicine was also launched under the auspices of Minister Dr. Rajitha Senaratne. The minister went on to express the following views. Marketing racism and religious extremism can get you political mileage during elections. Discrimination of caste too has come into play through the new electoral system. We found solutions to all of these issues. We freed the country from terrorism, but we didn't get that freedom. That freedom was enjoyed by only one family and those who were loyal to them. Back in the day, I too was given that freedom. I know this because I too was a member of that cabinet. But the people of this country did not experience true freedom. It is because we understood that, and we shared the opinion that the people of this country too should be able to enjoy this freedom, that the President and all of us put our lives at risk and stepped out of their government.
An event to distribute cement to low-income families in the Dambulla area was held under the auspices of UMP MP Ranjit Alvihare yesterday. 67 families received the quantities of cement, which each family receiving 10 bags of cement.
Money that belongs to our country has been deposited in banks overseas. The CID, as well as separate committees appointed by the officers of the President, the Prime Minister and the Finance Ministry are looking into this. These committees will investigate the locations in the world where money that belongs to Sri Lanka has been deposited. They will investigate as to whom this money belongs to. Some information has now been revealed. More will come to light in the future. Even though such a large cache of money has been siphoned out of the country, you are not being deserted.
The 209th Newsfirst classroom workshop program is currently taking place at the St. Bernardine Model School in Polgahawela. The Newsfirst classroom program is conducted across schools island-wide to nurture young minds and to provide students with enhanced media literacy. Our team, which visited the location this morning, shared insights into the manner in which camera equipment is used in a newsroom setup. Students of the school showed much enthusiasm as they were educated regarding the use of media and communications and further putting it into practice. The Agricultural Committee meeting of the Mathura district was held at the Mathura District Secretariat's auditorium yesterday under the auspices of MP Buddhika Pathirana. The next phase of the proposed scheme of the Mathura Nilwala River was discussed at the event. I hope to focus my attention to the next phase of the Nilwala River scheme. We need to commence this project soon. We are carrying out this project with our annual fund allocations, but I am not satisfied with the progress. I was not happy about this from the beginning. It is my belief that this project should be carried out with foreign sponsorship as a multi-purpose project. I believe that from the small allocations we receive from the annual budget, there won't be a long-term solution to the Nilwala River problem, nor a long-term, productive, concrete solution. The finals of the Inter-Provincial Under-19 cricket tournament between North-Western Province and South-Western Province are currently underway. Batting in their first innings at lunch, the team from the Southern Province had scored 120 runs for the loss of 4 wickets. The finals of the Inter-Provincial Under-19 cricket tournament is being held as a 3-day match and is being played at the R. Premadasa Stadium. Winning the toss, the North-Western Province team elected to field first. Off to a weak start, the Southern Province team lost their first 4 wickets for 44 runs. Thereby batting first, Southern Province lost their first 4 wickets for 44 runs and Kavisha Kumar with 20 runs to his name is the top scorer for his team. The tournament is organised by Sri Lanka Cricket. And with that wrap up lunchtime news. Do join us again next hour for more news.